Hallelujah. In Genesis chapter 32, verse 24, we read, "And Jacob was left alone." Jacob was left alone. When you look at the background of this story, we see Jacob is returning back with his family, and on the opposite direction, heading towards him, he hears his brother Esau is coming. Now, to deal with that issue, he begins to separate his family from him, and he's at a position now where he is left alone. Sometimes when we are left alone, we feel broken, right? When we are left alone, we feel rejected, we feel lonely, we feel nobody cares. But I want to tell you, being alone is not that bad at times. Because when you are alone, and if you use that moment to begin to seek God, you will begin to see God dealing with you to turn your situation around for the days to come. Because times when you are alone are times when God can begin to have His way upon you. There were issues that God had to deal with in the life of Jacob. When you look into the next verse, we see God begins to wrestle with Jacob. God begins to work upon Jacob. We see at the end, we see Jacob's socket or hip socket is put out of place. In a way, what God is speaking about is God working upon the life of Jacob. When we look at Jesus, we see before He began His ministry, He went into the wilderness, a time where He spent fasting and seeking God, a time when He went through temptations. At the Garden of Gethsemane, Jesus was left alone again. These were moments of crucial decision makings, of important life transforming, not just for Jesus, but for the entire world around us. We need to understand, when you're left alone, these are not moments for you to grumble and complain, but these are moments for you to let God work upon your life so that the days ahead you would be ready for something bigger and greater. When we look what happened in the life of Jacob after that, we see God dealing with Jacob. And when Jacob meets Esau, the entire story is different. Not just there, we see Jacob coming out as a different man. I want to encourage you and tell you, in your lonely times, when you feel nobody is with you, when you feel alone, don't be so focused on yourself. Begin to let God work upon you. Focus on God. Spend time seeking Him, and He will surely transform you for greater days ahead. God bless you.